Get us right. Guys are like, yeah, we don't really pay attention till sex is had. Because, and sex being had, number one, and when money is spent. That's how men generally know if a woman is serious. And sex to a lesser degree than money. Because there are women who will have sex, but look at where a woman spends her money. And that'll tell you a whole lot. A woman can be dating several people, entertaining lots of guys. But hello,
Hi, Mr. Samuels. How are you?
I am well. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, do me a favor. Are you driving?
I am, but I'm pulling over right now. I didn't expect to be accepted.
All right, well, get your phone situated and we'll talk.
Okay, I'm gonna get situated now.
Ladies, look, I think it's better that you understand who we are. And then you can decide to realize that we're very simple. Men want three things: sex, sandwich, and silence. Not necessarily in that order, but we do want sex. And that's why I think this whole 90-day rule and people will tell you guys to hold out, they're really working against you. Because if a man is going to leave, he'll wait a year and he's going to leave anyway. And if we're going to stay, we're going to stay on day one. All right, what do we got?
All right. So the conversation is, should you put your man on a pedestal?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you should. You know, you should respect your man, and you
Mm-hmm.
should always just immediately not play any games and put them on pedestals. But now, I think what we women the challenges with that is when you give too much too fast and you're showing someone that you're there for them, you care about them, and then they kind of like don't respect it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, we got her. She's good. She's in my pocket. Let me go over here and now do something else. So then you're kind of like, well, I'm showing you how much I care, how loyal I am, and how much
Has this
you are
happened to you
everything.
personally
This has happened to me before, yes.
as an adult?
Yes, as
And
an
did it,
adult.
and was this a boyfriend or someone you were dating?
Dating.
Okay. Um, were they putting a lot into you as well?
At first, I felt it was very much so mutual.
Okay. And you're saying that we don't have any problem doing this, but then if we do this, we run the risk of guy being an imbalance and then them stop and thinking, well, I already got her. Do you think you're dealing with a man at that point?
No, no.
Therein lies the problem. Men don't move that way. Males do, boys do, but men don't. Because it makes no sense. If men are saying they want something, it's not a man's nature to get what they want and then throw it away. The question is, are you vetting the kind of guys you're talking about to decide whether or not they're males or men? Who helped you pick the guy that you were dealing with? Did he want what you wanted? Did he want what you wanted?
I think that later on the conversation was that we did want the same things, just not. It was just the wrong timing. So yes, I
Bullshit.
do want this in
Bullshit.
the future. Right.
No, that's
Right.
game. That's game. That's game. That's game. That's game. Ladies, let me
Right.
go ahead and give you. If you say I want to be married, I want children, and if a guy gives you something like this, yeah, like one day if I run into the right woman, I wouldn't mind getting married. That's code word. I'm just saying what I need to say to get the pussy. That's what we're saying.
100%.
So you need to ask another question. All right, and if you meet the right woman, in what time frame would you like to be married? If he doesn't give you a number or a year, that means, I wasn't expecting you to ask that question. I just want to say what I got to say to get the coochie.
Correct.
We know game too. So in other words, if you know what you want and the man does not want what you want, don't invest anymore. Okay, let's say you're at a restaurant. If you're already getting bad service, would you continue to order more and more things, or would you just try to get the dinner over with and try to do something another time?
Definitely. I'd move on.
Well, sometimes women, you guys get stuck in this one itis thing, trying to make the guy you're sitting with the one because you don't like dating. You don't, especially if you've had sex, because you don't want to run your body count up. This is why you got to ask better questions up front.
So on the
Because,
first date, it needs to be like, where are we at with this? What are we doing with this?
well, first date, first, okay, my rule of thumb is this. If you know you want to be married, only deal with people who want to be married. When you interact with somebody, if you want to be married, date men who say they want to be married, who say they want to be married. Your camera's off.
Um,
And then I think it's fair to ask questions before a date. All right, you want to be married? All right, in what kind of time frame? If they say something that's 2 to 5 years outside of your time frame, I don't think you should go out with anybody that you're not attracted to and that does not initially say they want the broad strokes of what you want. That's first date. After you go on a first date, then you ask more clarifying questions. Don't go on a second date with somebody you would not have sex with. And that you're not, and you need to have asked the questions, big picture, time frames and things like that, because many of you ladies fill in questions instead of fill in blanks without asking the question. Can't fault a man that you assume something. Just like if a man did it the other way, y'all couldn't fault a woman that he assumed something that wasn't there. Now, do you want to be married?
yes.
Do you want children?
Yes.
How many children?
2.
Hmm. Why do you want to be married?
Um, I believe I was raised with a family structure, and so just having a family structure, someone to get old with and count on. My grandparents have been married 60 years, and
What about your parents?
a phone call came through.
What about your parents? Are they married?
My parents were not married.
Okay, why was your mother not married?
My mother had me at a very young age. So my parents were not married, and then they later both married to now who are my step parents.
Okay, so who's helping you step through this whole? Who are you getting your dating and relationship advice from?
Um, the women in my family,
Are
now
they
I was just
married?
at lunch with them, and both of them are not married.
Can't make this shit up.
Both of them are not married.
Okay, well, if the women you're getting relationship advice from are not married, are they pro-marriage or anti-marriage?
They're pro marriage.
And then why aren't either one of them married?
I think both of them. One has been in a long term relationship with someone, but they're not married. And then another one, my aunt and I were just speaking how she, was hoping to be engaged to this man that she's with now, and just kind of like the things women deal with when they're ready to be ready and they want to be married to the person they're with, and they're having
See,
adversities with that.
I already addressed this earlier, didn't I?
You did.
You got two women who are with men who don't want what they want. You said my first aunt is with a man and she's been with a long time. Then why not go ahead and get married? Because initially he did not want what she wanted. And she decided to try to stay in here and change his mind versus saying, all right, because it's simple as going to the justice of the peace. It's real simple, especially when you get old. It's real simple. Justice of the peace, $35 filing fee, pay for the ceremony, $50, $100. And then the other woman, you say, well, she's with a guy and she's hoping that he would. No. So you got two women who are pro-marriage, but they didn't even follow the advice that I'm giving you. That's why I'm telling you, don't deal with somebody who doesn't want what you want, because you're not going to change a man's mind.
100%.
So I would say this, at least they're not anti-marriage. Get around women who are married. Do you go to church?
Not as often as I
I'm
should.
not asking for religious
Not
reasons.
no, not as often as I should.
Uh, you need to get active in your city. Join the biggest church where the movers and shakers go and where the single people go. Get active, do community, get active in American Heart Association, do some kind of volunteer work. Don't be going to clubs, don't be online, don't be on Tinder and all this other stuff. And then even a matchmaker. Look, every day there are men and women who decide to get married or engaged, and there are people who decide to stay in this lane. They're both out there. You got to make you got to make sure you are in this lane. the ones that are in the marital dating lane. Because I'm sure you look up and be like, wait a minute, this chick got married? How this average chick with this now they get married? Because she's in the right lane. Get in the right lane.
I
Got
agree.
it? All right, peace
Thank
out.
you.
Bye. Yeah, ladies, understand something. You know,